Hi Year 2! Today we're going to start a bigger art project together and we're going to be creating self-portraits step by step. So we're going to do a little bit more towards it each week. A portrait is when an artist creates a picture of another person, and a self-portrait is when an artist creates a picture of themselves. So this is a self-portrait of Van Gogh where he's painted himself. This is a self-portrait of Andy Warhol and he's taken a photograph to create this. And this is a self-portrait of David Hockney. You might remember his colourful farmyard-looking landscapes that we looked at last term. We're going to take some inspiration for our portrait project from an artist called Frida Kahlo. Now, this is a self-portrait of Frida Kahlo here. She was a Mexican artist who was born just over 100 years ago. She died in around 1950. And she was really famous for creating self-portraits that were full of colour, full of interesting things to look at. So you can see she often would cover herself in flowers, wrap herself up in brightly coloured fabrics. And her portraits are so interesting to look at because she fills them with things that are important to her. So you can often see some of the pets that she used to have, because she used to have pet monkeys, parrots, all sorts of things. And you can also see the tropical leaves in the background that were probably inspired by the Mexican jungles that she used to spend time in. So today we're going to be learning how to draw your own face, and I'm going to teach you a few little tricks to help you avoid some of the mistakes that people quite often do. Now, quite often when people are drawing a head, they will draw it as a circle, which can be good for a starting point, but if you look at your own face really closely in the mirror, you will probably notice that your chin comes down further below that. So we're going to use a large circle as the base for our head, but we're going to add a chin on the bottom. Now, you don't want to push too hard with any of these lines because we're going to rub a lot of them out. If you add in a circle and then have a look at the shape of your chin, because it might be different to mine. Mine comes down straight a little bit and then it curves in to a little rounded chin. So have a little look at yours and fill in that chin shape. Now the next thing we're going to do is look really closely at where we're going to put the eyes and the ears, because a lot of people, it makes complete sense, a lot of people will put the eyes on the top of the head, then they'll put the nose in the middle, and then they'll put the mouth on the bottom, like this. But to get it looking more realistic, once you've got your head shape, the eyes actually come about halfway down your head. So we're going to put a really light line to show where we're going to put our eyes, and we're going to put a really light line down the centre to help us place our other features. Now, you don't want to push hard with these because we want to be able to rub these out and make them disappear again. So if you come to your head shape, really light line down the middle and a really light line across the middle, so halfway up. Now on this line, this is where we're going to put our eyes, so I really need you to use your mirror for this bit. Look really closely at the shape of your eyes, how much of a gap there is in between them. I can see my eyes curve up like this, and this corner is a little bit higher than this corner, so I'm going to stop that there. And then go in slightly and then curve out like this. So really take your time with this, pause the video if you need to get the shape of your eyes looking really good. Okay, I'm going to add my eyelids, so I'm going to put another line underneath it to add my eyelids in. I'm going to add the iris and the pupils. Looking at mine, trying to get it the right shape, the right size. Okay, and I'm going to make this a little bit thicker for my eyelashes. If you've done our eye drawing video, you'll be a bit of an expert at this already. Okay. Our next step, we're going to put in our nose. Now, most people's noses come about halfway between their eyes and the bottom of the head. So you want to look for a point that's about halfway in between, and we're going to do our next little line just so that we know we're putting it in the right place. Now, noses can be a little bit difficult to draw. I'm going to give my nose 2 lines down the side just to indicate those edges of my nose. So I'm going to do a line that comes outwards a little bit down the side, and then I'm going to look really carefully at the shape I can see on the end of my nose. So I've got a little curve here, a little curved tip, and then I can see that I have a nostril like this, almost like a little teardrop shape, and I have another nostril like this. I'll try and get them the same size. And then I'm going to put around that the edge of the nostrils. And then we're going to do our lips. So when you're ready, the lips then come about halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. So have a look for about halfway, and we're going to do the same again. We're going to do a little line. Now, I often start my lips with the line that I can see in between them. So if you look really carefully, your lips will be a different shape to mine probably. So have a look at what shape that is. Mine has got a little rounded bit here, and it curves down, and it curves upwards slightly. Then I'm going to put my bottom lip in, so I'm going to look really closely at what shape that is. Curves like this. And then I'm going to put in my top lip. So look really closely in your mirror. What shape is your top lip? Lovely. And then we're going to look for any other features on our face that we can notice that we haven't got down yet. Now, I have got some little lines here between my nose and my lips that I can see. So I'm going to put those in. I can also see that I've forgotten my eyebrows, quite an important part of the face. So I'm going to have a look above here, and I'm going to look really closely at what shape my eyebrows are. I'm going to fill those in. There we go. And I'm also going to put in my ears. So either side of my head. I might actually change the shape of my head slightly, because now that I'm looking in the mirror it looks a little bit wide. I think I'm going to bring mine in just a little bit. There we go. I can rub out those extra lines later. Now the ears normally are about halfway down, so I'm going to start mine round where the eyes are and then bring them down a little bit lower. So I'm looking at the shape of my ears. I can see mine come out like this, and then I've got an earlobe here, and I can see a little crease in the ear there. I can see a little curved bit here, so I'm just going to pop those in. And then I'm going to look at the other one, because they might be different. Not all of our faces are symmetrical. I'm going to do the same on this side. So start at about the eye, come out, curves in, back out again, and then I'm going to look at those little lines. So there's one line that goes around there, I can see one line around there, and on this side I can see that little bit of my ear as well. So when you've done that, you can keep having a little look at those parts of your eyes, parts of your noses, just one nose I'd hope, and keep looking for any other details that we might want to get in there. We are going to come on to paint this or to colour this next week, but let's just see how much detail we can add in now so that we know what we're doing next week. So I'm adding in my lower eyelashes that I can just about see. to add a few creases onto my lips. I can see a little dimple here. You might have a little mole on your face somewhere. I can see a little crease on my chin. I'm just lightly going to put in. See little creases here. And under the eyes. Okay. So now I think we are ready to do the hair. Now the really important thing with doing the hair is that we remember, so this is the top of our head, isn't it? This is like the top of our skull, if we imagine we haven't got any hair at all. Now we need our hair to be higher than this, because it's not stuck down onto our head, it comes up off of our head. So look really close at your hairstyle. Now mine has got a centre parting, so it comes up and over this way, up and over this way. You might have hair that spikes upwards if it's quite short. You might have hair that has your parting here, so it goes over that way and then down that way. So look really closely. What can you see on the top of your hair? Okay, and then I can see that my hair, because it's quite wavy, I have lots of different shapes coming out here. Lots of different shapes here. One really wavy bit of hair just there. Right, and then you can come to look at your neck. So it might be that you can see your whole neck, or it might be that, like me, your hair is coming in front of your neck a little bit. So have a look and see if there's a line that you can put in for your neck. I can see a little bit of mine like this. There's all the hair around it. And I've also got a fringe, so you might have a fringe. You might just have one that sweeps to the side like this. You might have a tiny little bit of hair coming down over your forehead. Or like me, you might have quite a lot of hair, because I can't get to the hairdressers at the moment. You might have quite a lot coming down over your forehead. I'm going to add in some of those lines because this will help us with our painting later, just to keep on track. We're not going to shade this picture because all of that shading will be lost when we come to paint it, or to colour it with colouring pencils if you don't have paint. Okay, now that you've got your face, oh, I forgot my glasses. So if you have got any glasses, add those in. I'll do mine in a minute. We're going to look at any other parts around your head that you can see. So we're going to look at any clothes that we can add in. So I've got a jumper here, so I'm going to put the neckline of the jumper. If you want to get dressed up in something bright and colourful, like Frida Kahlo, and draw yourself wearing that, absolutely go for it. That would look amazing. And we're going to look carefully at our shoulders, so I can see my shoulder coming down here. I can see my shoulder coming down here. Once you've finished those main details that we've drawn together, I want you to have a close look and see if there are any other things that we can add in. So I've added in some creases that I could see around the sleeves of my top. I've added in my glasses and my favourite pink tassel earrings that I wear. And then just have a look and see if there's anything that you can spot anywhere on your face or hair that you think needs a little bit more detail for next week. We're also going to rub out any of those marker lines that are left in that you drew in before. So we had that one central line running right through the middle of your face. So without rubbing out your lips or your nose, just go for those gaps that you can see in between. And then there was that straight line running across, so I'm just rubbing out the lines that I can see from there. And then any extra lines that we had, so we had our circle that we added our chin and our jaw onto. So we're just rubbing out those lines. Next week, we're going to be adding in our backgrounds, and I want you to think about what things are really special and important to you that you would like to fill your background with, to show people what sort of person you are and what you love in your life. If you've had a go at drawing this bit, do send me a picture of this stage. Don't wait till the whole thing's finished. Send me a picture of what you've done so far and keep it in a safe place, ready to carry on next week. Bye!